you are. He told us this week that when he's given opportunity, he feels the most normal in life when he is out on the football field. Couple focuses, second down, third.
Strong campaign will deliver. Tylan Wallace on the return for Cleveland. And spins his way, gets over to start the preseason at QB. He and Shadur Sanders will split the reps today.
Adam, this has been the realest.
Run the football right out of the gate with the excellent Quinshon Judkins, who had a solid year last year. And a nice stop by DeMarco Jackson.
Tackles a couple games that really a fire plug around the football.
Season.
He would be my breakout player. If he can reach 10 sacks opposite Montez Sweat, that would be a bonus for the Chicago Bears and clear up a position that has been lacking for the past. This is a speedy group at the second level.
Maurice Alexander had a touchdown in the preseason last year. One of Ben Johnson's old buddies from Detroit grabs it at the 16. And a short return. They'll set up the Bears up.
Coach of all time. That's the impact that he has had overarchingly over this Bears franchise.
I thought the word captivating stuck out in our conversation. This longtime arm wrestling champion. Tyson now out of the air, and Roschon Johnson makes the grab for a short gain.
See, they can be aggressive, and that's fun.
Handoff for Johnson. And he'll work his way to about the 28-yard due to some injuries in the last calendar year.
Empty here.
For Bagent, multiple options. Maurice Alexander got held up in the middle of the field, and the throw is
sparked, and we'll see where that running back battle goes.
Torrey Taylor with the delivery. This is Casey Concepcion, who has to backpedal all the way back to the 12-yard line. Excellent punt, but may have been an alley opening up for Concepcion. That was the one that inspired the Madden cover. Really fun 2025. Deshaun Watson scrambling. We'll see what this penalty marker is about. Alex Kemp, veteran official.
First down. Titus Howard, right tackle.
Trade from Houston. Spent 7 years with the Texans. Signed an extension with Cleveland. You see, tripped up Dio Odengbo there.
Dio
field for Cleveland. Off the fake to Judkins.
With the check down.
Yep, Watson does, and eventually delivers over the middle to the tight end. That's Blake.
Chicago, and you know he plays with that violent style. He's got that Wisconsin brain, so pair him with TJ Edwards back there. You got a couple.
Sanborn was a freshman when Edwards was a senior. Watson, a nice floating pass over the middle. That's connected for a conversion to Jerry Jeudy. He's maven the last couple of years.
This Browns offense has the potential, if they figure out their quarterback, to be very exciting with Jerry Jeudy and the two rookies.
Bears are dealing with some more talent for Cleveland on the outside today. Watson, nice little comeback route. That's a completion to the aforementioned rookie Denzel Boston. Judkins gets stacked up just a couple of yards past the line.
As you see on your screen, talking about he's the template. But in my conversations, guys, he had already started taking over this defense as the...
So he's going to be out for what feels like the regular season, unless he's got a quicker recovery. Pass rush getting to Watson, had to get rid of it fast, nearly...
Well, one of the areas of strength the Bears deem their defense is directly up the middle, the interior defensive front. They think they run 6 deep there, and the pressure that they're able...
You know, Charlie Gardner-Johnson, who they added as the year went along, and he was masterful, especially in the playoffs.
Andre Schmidt is able to get Cleveland. Will kick away. Maurice Alexander will bring it out. League average field position is about the 30. That's the goal to get to. There'll be a couple. Of course, his brother will be seen next week. Zach is the Cincinnati head coach. Ben Johnson, of course, still the play caller, but we saw what the opportunity brings. Declan Doyle. Been around for a long time. With Doug Peterson for several years. It's a short run for Roschon Johnson. Picks up a couple.
Span, all those things, but he's been injured. Only one start as a player, so they're going to test that left side of the line.
They prefer to run to the right more often than not.
Last side 70% of the time, and the uptick in percentage with Darnell Wright. And I think Jonah Jackson's been awesome too. That is a good power right side for the Chicago Bears. And
both of his brothers are on the Bears now, Defy and Noah. Off the fingertips of the intended target, trying to find Sam Roush. So the first target for the rookie.
On the Bears offense, when he lined up day one of camp, Sam Roush, he was up against Montez Sweat and wanted to bury him. Everybody got a chuckle out of that, Jim. Bets were on Sam Roush.
Another boomer from Taylor. He had a 60-yarder earlier. This is going to be about a... as the punter flips the field. Titans first. This year the Bears their first pick going back to the defensive end. Still Deshaun Watson at quarterback. He'll float it for Dylan Sampson and nowhere to go. And what do you know?
Now this guy is athletic, man. He is super fast. We saw the measurables in Indianapolis. We saw them at his pro day, and he gives us a little flex here. Nickel, cornerback, they're going to need to use him, Jim, all over the place.
Yeah, he was. That's what Dennis Allen has talked about, and that's why they're throwing him at nickel. Your nickel player has to be physical for two-way goes on the inside, and he has shown that. He's getting an opportunity as a rookie right here, and we'll see what he does with it. Baptism by
cherishing every first-team rep he gets. He said it's a little bit difficult playing both corner and nickel, but he's getting the hang of it. And when he was a freshman at Texas, he started every game there. So I was talking to him about it, and he said,
at Texas, got a lot of experience. Watson threads the needle, just shy of the sticks. Catch is made by the rookie Casey Concepcion. Tackle made by Ruben Hippolyte to pick up of 9. And slot cornerback in NFL history, obviously dealing with the injury right now. It's been lingering since last year. First down pickup on the ground by Sampson. So Cleveland moves the chains. These
Kentavious Street, who was a 4th-round pick by the 49ers. And, of course, you got Grady Jarrett in there. But Jordan Vandenberg has really surprised as a 6th-round pick. Quick first step, very athletic. And we'll
still waiting for it here in the stadium as well.
It was Gallimore on the stop there.
All those guys are going to be key. Those are names, as you talked about, Jimmy. These are veteran names up front.
49ers drafted him. He tore his ACL at his pro day, and they still drafted him in the 4th round.
Yep. 2018, he tore that right ACL, came back the next year.
It was interesting to talk with Ben Johnson this week and how he to rotation that they can wear people down in the 4th quarter. To hear Ben Johnson say, I think we might be a little underrated up there, I thought was interesting.
Well, they got the pieces to move around.
New York says, bring out the chains.
Oh, we're going old school.
Going old school.
Bringing out the chains.
Didn't work today.
Oh, the old broadcaster joke is it's preseason for the virtual measurement as well. I don't know we could assign real attributes to autonomous machines, but here we are in 2026.
Remember it was Monday night game in Pittsburgh, they had the chain gang. It was duct tape.
Is here for Cleveland. They'll sneak it with Watson, and after all that, a moot point and a first down for Deshaun. Missed all of 2025 as he retore that Achilles. Off the field has been a major issue. Shedeur Sanders we'll see in the second half. He went 3-4 as a starter as a rookie last year, and then Dylan Gabriel was 1-5 a year ago.
And he's kind of very athletic guy.
We might see him at like tight end at some point for Cleveland or something.
And not to mention brand new offensive line for these Browns,
who are trying to gel together and delay.
You see big 55 on the left side out of Utah. He's their first rounder. When you draft a guy like that, you love the direction your franchise is going.
Spencer Fano, left tackle, he was the number 9 pick out of Utah, was outstanding in college.
Spencer Fano.
There is Fano. Good penetration once again by this front. And there's Daniel Hardy along with Jordan Vandenberg up front. They're trying to plug up the middle. We talk about run defense. But that portion of the defense out. Second and long for Watson. They get it down to Sampson in space. There's a burst of speed and a broken tackle for Dylan Sampson all the way down inside the 35.
He's putting the pressure on Deshaun, and they're the open field. They get the blocks downfield. You mentioned the missed tackles. That can't happen. A little friendly fire there as you take out your teammate. Big gain for the Browns.
43-yard. Off the play action fake. Watson. Nothing there. Good coverage downfield, and he gets wrapped up by Daniel Hardy.
Been kind of the talk of camp, and then the season rolls around and somewhat fades on the practice squad, but good coverage downfield for the front 4 to get the tackle.
Nobody open. Dallas several years ago. There's a run for Amani Marshall. They'll work it down to the 26-yard line. That'll bring up third down. Xavier Woods is going to be a key.
But he's going to be gone. You need to hold the 4th down guy to team along with a young rookie and Dylan Thieneman. He's the right guy for the job.
10 of the Bears defenders up at the line of scrimmage. Muhammad trying to get over
quickly enough, and that's why Concepcion is wide open. He'll have to get better at the line of scrimmage. When you do the twist plays and the rub plays where the receivers are rubbing against each other, he'll get better at that. He has not played a lot of nickel. This is really his first experience, and it is. It's been
quarter. Browns have the lone points, and they're threatening in the Bears' red zone on the other side of this. Here's A little trickery for Concepcion. He's working from the receiver spot on the rush, trying to get to the end zone, and he does.
Around, and he's got a ton of speed. He did have a lot of drops in college, but it's a quick hitting play, ends up becoming an outside zone run, able to get to the speed to the pylon.
He had 7 drops last year and talked most recently at Texas A&M, and they're going to use him all over the formation. Todd Monken has gone, in terms of formations, 3-by-1, for instance, 2-by-2, Adam, because of the speed they have at receiver.
Pylon before Concepcion was ruled out of bounds or down, then it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I think Hippolyte was there. I think it was Hippolyte, the linebacker, that ultimately knocked him out.
Looking for a knee or stop. Nothing to overturn the call on the field, which was a touchdown. So Casey Concepcion, in his last year, was a tough last couple of seasons offensively for Kevin Stefanski, who's now in Atlanta. And it's a 10-0 start.
Drinking water from a fire hose. He's much more relaxed. He's got more command, Jim, and he's a lot more comfortable at the line of scrimmage.
He knows what he's doing now. That's why he's able to rip off the plays. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, Alexander on the return. I wanted to ask,
he's more advanced in the offense, getting in and out of plays. So he's a confident player. And what I loved about him last year, Adam, his interceptions went down. Big play here.
Page into Davis. Caden Davis, the former Cleveland Brown.
There
a lot of
in
speed.
Cleveland because of his speed.
I think Scotty Miller and Caden Davis provide that speed. He has made flash plays.
41-yard connection to Davis.
Interceptions went down. He was masterful last year. I know from John Shoup, who has been Johnson's mentor, for me, those are the ultimate no-nos. There are times where you cannot take a sack. No sack, and when the game's on the line, he makes all the clutch plays. He's that impressive. But he's got to make the layups, is where he's got to get a lot better.
Davis got one.
Well, if you want to make the roster, you got to make that catch.
Yeah. You're right. Those are routine plays. Hey, he's open. He's got it in his breadbasket.
Played in 3 games in the regular season with Cleveland the last 2 seasons, Caden Davis. This will be blown dead.
Smart.
5-yard penalty, still third.
Work the snap count. Work the snap count. Make it a weapon. You go from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 5. This
year, as it was last year, some continuity in there too. Agent on 3rd and medium. Will comeback route. That's a floater for Alexander, and they get
the separation, and why I believe Tyson kind of tried to back shoulder him there. Maybe if he could have back shouldered a little bit more, may have given his receiver an opportunity there. Good coverage.
Consecutive season with the Bears. This one's going to be wide to the left on his first. We'll talk with him in the 3rd quarter, and that will be the pressing question, certainly. Watson over the middle on 1st down, and he connects with Isaiah Bond to pick up a 30-plus and lead the league in back-to-back seasons. So that's going to be one of the challenges for not only Dennis Allen, but Al Harris with that piecemealed back end.
I do love Dylan Thienemann's ball-hawking ability, what he showed in Oregon and Purdue. And Deshaun Wright, they believe that Tyreek Stevenson in a contract year is going to show up. We'll see.
Here's the speed of Concepcion again. Boy, they are not shy.
Perspective 9-0 when they had multiple takeaways last season. They were 2-6 with 1 or fewer. That was their bread and butter. Every time I had a Bears game, I turned around.
Defensively, which creates situations where teams were throwing the ball and they got a lot of turnovers. But they need to stop the run, and why they've really retooled this.
We've heard the word regression a lot. Ben Johnson talked about it. I understand that can be the case offensively. Regression is more of a factor on defense. Back for Cleveland. He'll get the carry, and Ruben Hippolyte is there to stop him shy of the line to gain.
Ruben Hippolyte scrimmage and finding that hole to minimize the offensive gain. But again, Hippolyte will see the field and have a chance to be out.
I mentioned Jackson and Hippolyte. They got a ton of speed at linebacker.
Watson running out of time. That ball gets knocked out of his hands, and sure enough, right on cue. Perfect conversation topic, right on cue. Jamry Chroma in his 3rd season with the Bears. And again, excellent coverage allows the rush to get to the quarterback. And Jamry Chroma. Midfield. Off the fake to Johnson, the rollout, and there is Sam Roush on the reception, his first.
Decision to Carlson, Sam Roush, the tight end. I was thinking Carlson was in there. That's Sam. Nice drive
as well, Jim.
As Johnson gets hit hard in the backfield.
If you spend some time at training camp, you'll see that 12 personnel and 13 personnel come to life. Where had to go to last year in some respects because of injuries, as we talked to Ben Johnson about, but the Steelers drop all the way to 13th. The Bears sitting there
15% to lead the league. That trend is going in the direction of tight end usage. They can block and pass catch. They can block
play action passes off of gap schemes, off of zone schemes, and you really create mismatches.
Alexander on the cross. He's in. Another preseason game. Another
And what's really cool, he obviously spent time with Ben Johnson.
With Ben Johnson, Santos adds the extra point, and a quick strike offense taking advantage of the excellent field position. Tyson Bagent was 2 for 7 to start the day. He was 2 for 2 on that drive, including the 25-yard crossing route touchdown. It'll be a touchback. So good field position for Cleveland. Back to the score.
Yeah, I do like this misdirection rate catch for Alexander. So that's the best. They finally settled down as an offense that drive. Had a couple of big runs. Obviously, he was 100% on his pass plays, and here they find.
His level of preparation and detail at the line of scrimmage is exceptional.
Watson on the handoff for Marshall, and Neville Gallimore. Canadian-born to Jamaican parents, born in Ottawa.
Ottawa, not far from where I grew up. I actually bumped into Neville, and we had a little throwback sesh.
Although Western Canada, if I'm not mistaken, for Thea.
Grew up in British Columbia.
There's Watson. He's got some time now, but his check down is low for Pennsylvania.
It does. I mean, when you look at Watson, he literally has not played 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. Monken's probably wants to go with the quarterback that gives him a better.
A long way to go to improve its offense. Watson was immediately under pressure, was able to get it to Marshall, who gets hit by Anthony Johnson. Yep.
When he went to Cleveland, it deserves reminding, I think, as we have kind of chronicled his career. He's got 1 season left on his. He's only had 19 starts in Cleveland, to Adam's point, because of the back-to-back Achilles injuries. He hasn't played since 2024.
Yep. Alexander on the return. This is what he did for Ben Johnson. Bears preseason football from Chicago is brought to you. Official touchdown pass.
And to Cole's credit, he told me, I said, where was that ball going? Because he was a great baseball player, and he's been a fantastic job.
Probably one of the most iconic throws in football, and you had the best seat in the house.
You had the best seat for
well,
it.
He's
changing throw is what it symbolized.
On the little out route, that catch is made by Scotty Miller, a new addition. So there's some speed
in Pittsburgh, and he's a savvy veteran player. You know, so they're going to have some decisions to make come cut time. Most likely they're going to keep 5 guys, but 2 will be on the practice without
with Tampa Bay. Bagent incomplete, looking for Alexander. A drop there with a little bit of pressure on the backside. Is
expect in the first preseason game.
Drop issues have to be cleaned up. Bears were in the top portion of the league in drop percentage. That's an elevating catch by
showing up to rookie minicamp to try out, to say, hey, Ryan Poles, I believe I should be here. I'm coming home, and I want a place on this team.
6 touchdowns in his career through the air, 1 on the ground. Bagent looking for Davis. It looked like he got held up, and that will be a flag thrown. Yeah,
automatic first down.
Well, I think, again, it shows that how speed is deceptive. You know, a lot of corners, you know, when you're going one-on-one out there on an island.
Personnel here for the Bears offense, and they'll run it with Roshan Johnson. Be right back to the line of scrimmage. Second down coming up. 29 days away from the season starting, 36 away from the home opener.
Caden Davis sure is getting.
There is Roshan Johnson, not much there. Davis' story, he made his debut with the Browns a couple of years ago as a kick returner. No D1 offers. He got 1 offer to be on the track and now playing with the Bears this year and is out there for 3rd down and 8. Alexander, that crossing route seemingly is working for him. He picks up the first down.
Clears it easy. Looking, you're booking, hits him in stride. That's good timing. Starting to settle in. You got to believe what type.
Season game since November of 2023. That was with the Miami Dolphins. He gets the carry here. A lot of injury issues. He played that game against Las Vegas.
Him up close and personal and how he works in practice. So, like I said, he and Roshan are in a battle right now. I really believe that.
Nice check down to Sam Roush. For 2 different Bears coaches.
Correct. And you see the bunch.
I think Eric Studesville is going to add a lot here. I was on that Bears team when we drafted Anthony Thomas, and Eric Studesville was key for Anthony Thomas to get rookie.
Seemed like he had let go.
Well, I think it's key is that's Jedrick Wills.
Yeah.
Jedrick Wills is in there. That's a 53.
Since basically 2023, and he's re-injured it several times, had surgery.
Flinching on the right side, he kills to the second play, which is a pass play. Bajan over the middle, late throw, he telegraphed it, and it's picked front for the pick.
Well, their new defensive coordinator, Mike Rutenberg, will be pleased with this in Cleveland because one of
Opportunity with 2 timeouts for Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. Penalty flag is thrown from the defensive backfield. James Lynch gets Muhammad II. It's tagged with that holding penalty, so negate the sack. And now the concern for Austin Barber.
But I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the Bears, the trio of tackles that they've signed. James Lynch has been playing.
Back leader last year with 10. Watson under pressure again, just a 4-man rush forces Watson out of the pocket,
and that was Lynch
forced out of bounds.
The season went long, definitely brought a lot of secondary blitzes. I mean, their game, the playoff game against the Rams, was just masterful. I don't think I saw the same defense twice.
Little twist up front for the Bears this time. Watson was hit as he throws, and that one fluttering incomplete. Jamri Chroma brought the particularly league average for the NFL.
Yeah, well, Kyler Gordon up front. The nickel blitzes are going to be a big part of it. 27%. They may play with it a little bit more and get a little bit higher.
That's just a drop by Marshall on the check down. Second straight 3 and out forced by the Chicago defense.
Well, and you know, conversations I have, Dennis Allen is unflinching. And to your turns to Chicago, and he went directly to Dennis Allen. And one of the messages, defenses, or offenses, excuse me, they're going to tell you a story every time they break the huddle.
So long field, but 3 timeouts for Tyson Bagent of the Bears offense. Calling all junior fans to join the Bears Kids Club, brought to you by Jewel Osco. You can get access to
exclamation point on Dennis Allen. Tom Brady's numbers in the NFC South were the all-time worst against Dennis Allen's defense. And then the playoff game against Matthew Stafford.
Bagent goes to work, has to dump it down for Savant Ahmed. And he'll pick up about a yard. Division II level Tyson Bagent, now in his 4th year with the Bears. Another check down. It's Ahmed again. Can't get outside.
Aesthetically, it hasn't been great. The Bears still think he's got some power and burst. He had a femoral procedure, a surgical procedure, in the year that he took off, which would Jim be the starter. But right now, Karan Amagaji is the best option. I actually bumped into him before the game. It's all about confidence and his.
Hope that knee gets going. Otherwise, by default, it could be Amagaji.
So here is Bagent after the Cleveland timeout. He connects for a first. Cleveland.
Maurice Alexander's been all over the place, and it's not unlike what we've seen in training camp. Just a really nice, quick delivery from Tyson Bagent, who, by the way,
for 7, he's now 8 for his last 9 in terms of completions. So Cleveland uses both timeouts to try to play. Bears have 2 timeouts with which to work now. Bagent, floater, got Caden Davis in midfield, out of bounds.
The corner out to Davis, nice hitting play. You got plenty of time here to get yourself in field goal range.
You love those out routes when you can use the sidelines to save time.
They're only around 27% right before the half in scoring.
Bagent is going to take off. There's some of the athleticism and a smart slip.
Caden Davis and Maurice Alexander, for good reason, but Bears fans are sitting at a bar somewhere in the city of Chicago, and they got to be thinking, saw that athleticism just come to life there, but we haven't even talked about their stars.
Yeah. To show his playmaking ability. They should feel confident. They've got great skill position players where they should feel they should be able to score at will.
Bagent's got one-on-one, back shoulder.
He talked about processing, know where you're going with the football. Once you decide it, it's just about placement. And I think now down the sideline versus man puts him in good position. Like I said, I had the wrong stat. They were 27th in the league 3 minutes before the half and scored here. Still plenty of time. Got plenty of time to put the ball in the end zone or end with field goal.
Bears use their final timeout, so 28 seconds, and Bagent got time, throws into traffic. Boy, that would have been a fabulous catch.
Just stick it on him quick. You knew they were already covered down the field. Just put it on him and keep it low. These are the throws you don't want to make. High throws over the middle.
Backing up Garrett Bradbury to start the season. 20 seconds left. Bagent under pressure, can't take a sack. So you're still in field goal range for Cairo Santos. You're essentially running the clock down. I imagine they'll spike, and it's going to force the kicking unit's hand.
makes it a tougher kick for Santos. To me, it's going to do it and make it tougher on your kicker.
Missed a 50-yarder earlier. He'll try this one from 51, and he'll sneak this one good. And out to the 20-yard line. Short return, and George Bukowski kind enough to join us from our broadcast booth. So we proved confusion, and they're looking for some clarity. What clarity can you provide for fans right now in terms of the stadium situation?
The clarity is we're moving.
Very baseball-like score for a baseball fan right now. Case Keenum going to work, veteran quarterback trying to get away from the pressure, and he can still move as he gets into Cleveland territory.
Well, George, if you're a defensive guy, you've got a pretty damn good quarterback. What do you think of Caleb Williams?
Miraculous, unbelievable, stupendous, but ultimately we fell short. We got to go farther.
Savon Ahmed taking it on that check down. What a cutback!
Oh, wow!
Off of a foot injury, trying to make a name for himself. It's a touchdown for Savon Ahmed.
Aldon and other good players that have been signed here. Talk about Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson identifying the right type of players you're looking for.
Yeah, so we're great at the top of the roster, but we need to be strong throughout the 53. You know, if somebody gets injured.
George, your head coach and your general manager are so locked at the hip. What have you detected is the key to their relationship?
I think it's great alignment, great communication, and stunningly in our business,
Lax going forward, but for you to address it with us, we really do appreciate the time is over.
appreciate it. Go Bears.
Jordan
Thanks,
McCaskey
George.
kind enough to join us in the broadcast booth. A lightning strike from Savon Ahmed as he's able to take it all the way to the house for a Bears touchdown. Touchdown. The Bears have their first lead of the day. Here's Raheem Sanders. They call him Rocket.
There's Jones. Hey, there's a rookie center getting down the field. And then look at the running back. This is where he's really dangerous, is in space. That's what Eric Studesville has talked about, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield in space, make plays, find.
Years ago, it's nice to see him get his shine.
Shedeur Sanders starting the second half for Todd Monken's offense, and he delivers on target. Excellent catch by, this is a really good return. Gage Larvadan. I always want to make sure I say it correctly because it confuses me looking at it. He's their top punt returner, but he's got some speed. He made a nice play out of that one from Shedeur Sanders, who's getting the opportunity in the second half. 7 starts a year ago.
Actually, here in Chicago, 59% completion. But the bugaboo for him was the 7 touchdowns to the 9 picks.
And a fumble on the exchange. Good job to jump back on top of it by Amani Marshall and rescue it for the Browns.
Quarterback center exchange, and looks like it was a good snap. Just got to squeeze the hands, and unfortunately the ball's on the ground. That's how you're going to be judged.
Walk-in in there at center.
Came off the Detroit practice squad. That ball is deflected in the air and it falls harmlessly incomplete.
It was hard to believe a couple years is it to go through a camp, and a nice job by Lynch there getting the bat down.
Lynch been active today.
He's been really active. How difficult is it to go through a quarterback competition in camp?
Well, I think at some point you got to make a decision. To me, it's already
Field. Luke Floria able to make the grab, and Shedeur Sanders stood in there with probably the heaviest Bears blitz we've seen all day today.
Man-to-man, one-on-one. Josh Blackwell really can't do much about it here in open space.
He can play safety. He has really filled roles in the past for the Chicago Bears.
He's an excellent special teamer as well. Toss play for Marshall, and Jamry Chroma helps finish it off. Sewell was there.
Pushed to the side here. It's been a two-man race, but to me it's still too long. You've got to make a decision. You've got to get guys caught up to speed because they've got a lot of new players too as well. And so whether it's Deshaun, who hasn't played in a long time, and Shedeur, to be able to expose him to everything in practice.
Sanders dancing, looking for an alleyway, and he's just going to have to duck and run. I think you make a great point, Stacey, because it's such a luxury that the Bears find themselves in. A lot of teams out.
This is going to be a partnership for a long time in Chicago.
They're trying to figure that part out here in Cleveland. Sanders did a nice job of keeping it alive for Marshall, and he gets hit near the sideline and forced out of bounds.
Close to a first down. I think he ended up a little short.
Dante Manning ended up beating Marshall shy of the sticks and made some contact with him, so it is 4th and 1. Then regular season, who knows not to try for it. They'll run that 4th and short play. It'll be a run play. It'll be a stop. for the Chicago defense yet again.
The stop, big play.
Vandenberg, Chroma, Sewell, all in the pack. For a 2-year deal. And he's got a one-on-one matchup on the outside, and a rolling Scotty Miller is there with the catch. Picks up a first down from Kate.
It's awesome. It's good for Tyson Bagent. It's good for Caleb Williams to talk through situations and what the ups and downs are going through as young quarterbacks learning.
J.P. Richardson makes the catch, part of the Chicago practice.
An outside run play and just uncovered. Nice positive play, and that's the savviness of a veteran. He's out there with some of the threes. I see Mason Murphy at right tackle out there. So
handoff of Britton Brown, and the Bears back spins his way ahead.
That time there, the Bears had 2 tight ends, 12 personnel, run right. You're going to see a lot of that, but again, the misdirection. And one thing Ben Johnson's going to do to you philosophically is going to take you one way in the first quarter and take you the opposite direction in the
go to that bag of tricks late in the game.
Keenum buying time, pointing out Richardson. He'll try to dump it off underneath, and the running back.
Tyson Bagent said that Case Keenum was the best teammate he has ever had because he's been in every position a quarterback can be in. They talk, they practice, they hang out. Case's kids actually call Caleb Williams Uncle Candy because anytime that Caleb goes.
Better for him right now.
I love this.
On 3rd and 8.
I love this report because I think it's so under Taylor hanging out still with this team. Obviously, he's the offensive coordinator. And you've got this bevy of quarterbacks, Jim, that,
the head coach can be pretty intense. Your offensive coordinator can be pretty intense. Your quarterback coach can be pretty intense because, hey, we want it done this way. And then that's when
some noise right now. It's been a fun time in this city as all the professional groups in this town try to turn things around. There's Neville Gallimore.
Almost said Williams.
We'll have some fun with that during the area.
We've got the 2 Calebs in town.
And Caleb Wilson, the number 4 pick by Chicago. 2nd down for Shedeur Sanders. And a couple of nice plays on his first series that fell a little short after the Bears got a stop. Or substance policy violation, I should say, last year. But he's out there. Jordan Vandenberg's out there. Nephi Sewell, Jamari Chroma. With this squad before signing with the Saints last November. And right on cue, Beanie Bishop breaks on the ball. The former college All-American.
Hand placement to bat the ball out of position of the receiver there. So Malachi Corley. So good job by Beanie Bishop.
Another former ex-New York Jet. Booted away by Bojorquez, one of the top punters in the game. Hudson. From under center now, Keenum floats it outside, and it is caught by...
Nice job in the pocket there with the protection, and then just a simple out route. Gets the toes down, and...
This is easy for him. And it looks easy.
Britton Brown on the carry. The guy made a major impact last year on Caleb Williams.
2nd down. Thursday's going to be your blitz reel, 3rd down, and a little bit of goal line. And then Friday's going to be red zone in 2-minute drill. So you've got to prep just to be a guide to help a young quarterback along in how to study and prepare for a game. That's a big part of it. And until you get that routine, the games are easy. The games are easy to play if you're prepared.
3rd and 2, trying to move the chains, and a stop for Cleveland on Britton Brown.
The ability to get, Jim, as you just alluded to, new plays in. He's able to execute those plays. We've talked about that, all of that, but it's his process.
Yeah. Well, he drive X post on 1. It tells everybody what to do. And
there is a connection to McLeod from Keenum on 4th down.
It's got the over route, pulls the trigger. Perfect throw. Ray, it's on stride. He can just run and step out of bounds. And it's easy for Case, but for Young Fly 772, Z drive, X post, I know exactly what everybody's doing.
Brown pounds it up the middle and picks up a good gain on 1st down.
And I'm going to go this route. You got to have answers. You got to have answers.
A lot of these play calls are 12 to 18 words. Then you add the things from Case Keenum. Looking left, throwing left, wide open, touchdown, Britton Brown.
What Tyson Bagent talked to us about, he goes, I want to get really fast at my process. This guy, Case Keenum, right here, is so fast at his process.
Now with 66 NFL starts under his belt, Case Keenum, one of the great college players of this century, and he finds Britton Brown. Still 42 seconds here in the third. It's going to be an Olympic sport. Women's flag football is going to be an Olympic sport. And guess who just punched their ticket to the women's flag football Olympic tournament? That's wondering why they didn't just make you their #1 wideout with your height. I figured you're just the high point ball. Sanders floats it, and that gets batted away. Ruben Hipper that ball loose and sandwich Larvadan with Skylar Thomas.
Well, you credit us last year.
He did, second rounder, let's not forget, fourth rounder out of Maryland last year. Appeared in just 7 games, 1 start. Collectively, the Bears should have a plenty amount of speed. Also, Noah Sewell coming back into the mix.
And the former Cleveland Brown, Devin Bush.
Well earned, and I know the jump between year 2 and year 3 is going to be big as well. Everyone's saying that you have so much more of a command of this offense.
Yeah, you obviously, when you get a good coach and you get a good teacher, you want to make them proud. You want to be able to go out there and execute, and that's what he is.
Fuel and push them even harder.
Yeah, I think being able to have that confidence that I'm the guy, trying to support them. So it's been really fun. It's been really encouraging, and you know, my goal, interception. My goal for us. My goal for us as
the undrafted free agent out of Wake Forest, a floater from Sanders, and that's about as easy of a pick as Beanie Bishop's going to have.
Yeah, and Loving, he had to bat down the play.
Miller Moss, Caleb Williams' former backup quarterback at USC, is in the game. Britton Brown got clotheslined on his way.
I'm your father. You know, you have to coach that position hard. And I credit Caleb. He's like, hey, half the time I thought he was mad at me, but he realizes he's proven that he can.
Yeah. Ben used a timeout to reconvene, and then this is going to upset him.
Offense number 80, 5-yard penalty.
Third come rope memory. He's in charge of it all. He's in command, and he will be a more consistent quarterback in the first and third quarters going into 2026 than he was.
Generational kind of quarterback in which you have all this mobility. Although Caleb Williams is a pocket passer, he wants to stay back there. He wants to throw the 70% completion rate. It's going to be a little different for a mobile quarterback like Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I agree with that. And they'll cater to his skills, too.
Good punt by Torrey Taylor. Caden Davis almost pinned it up on the 1-yard line instead of touchback. In the baby race. Good on you for your development, kid. It is Dylan Gabriel in at quarterback now for Cleveland. Stops in college football. Tied Case Keenum's FBS record with 155 passing touchdowns. But that's life in the NFL.
Buffalo Bills at the combine. This guy can absolutely hose the football if he wants to and when he wants to, but he's been kind of just a cast aside during
relocated back as a new franchise in the late 90s. Nobody has had more quarterbacks used than the Cleveland Browns, and that's been a common theme going back to the late 90s.
Jay Moore, the receivers they have now. You look at the Bears earlier, even in my time, from drafting Cade McNown to Rex Grossman to other players. You've got to.
Bears practice, move indoors to the Walter Payton Center.
Weather's been just ridiculous the last 2 weeks.
But Adam, they've gone from grass to turf to grass turf on your body, especially for some of these speed guys and the bigger bodies on that turf.
A lot of soft tissue issues, a lot of knees and ankles, and he's got time, and he overthrows his man. That's 2 for Beanie. Beanie Bishop Jr.
Look, he could have had a completion, but Beanie has eyes for the football 2 times in a row. There's blue jerseys all around there. Even if it was completed, they would have made the tackle. But
to start the day today. Miller Moss back at it. And he loads up. End zone shot, and it's in
the end zone. Maybe a little tug by the defender.
Yeah, just tried to uncover his receiver just a little bit. It's a nice read. He had the over route, but he saw.
23 was the Holiday Bowl. Caleb sat out of that game to prep for the draft, but he was still on the sidelines, and he wanted to watch his buddy Miller Moss. Third down and short.
Yeah, I think he had 6 touchdowns in that game. It was a crazy game. Threw for over 300. But I like Jeff.
Check that completion, or perhaps a different ruling on the other side. May get overturned to an incomplete. Go to the 20 if the kickoff goes from the 50-yard line due to penalty or otherwise. Moss has that batted, and it's incomplete. 4th down.
Do you think there is a single...
Want to be in control of it.
I'm with you, buddy. 49-yarder from Santos extends the lead to 3 scores.
I asked Bill Belichick once, the flag in his sock. If you've ever noticed, the red flag is tucked down below on the lower leg in his sock. And I said, you know...
Group in the 3rd preseason game, new head coach Robert Saleh there. Not much room for Devon Booth as James Lynch is...
With Robert Saleh, you should get a good feel here today because one of his disciples is the defensive coordinator of these Cleveland Browns, Mike Rutenberg, and a lot of the same as pre-post snap. Although nobody really shows a whole lot in the preseason anyway.
Trading for Myles Garrett, but don't sleep on that Houston Texans defense. It's been championship caliber for the last 3 years.
Nowhere to go for Gabriel.
Big game today. You're right about James Lynch. I think players starting to flash. You have to go back, look at the tape. It's highly competitive.
Hunt by Bojorquez, sending Caden Davis all the way back near the 10. And a good return by Davis to get back to the 30-yard line. They finished 11 for 15 after the 2 for 7 start, Tyson Bagent.
Tyson Bagent is something else. I mean, and Bagent took it as a compliment, but he also told us that Ben Johnson ripped his butt a new one at one point earlier.